How does jurisdiction apply in moot court? Imagine standing in front of a panel of judges, arguing a case that could decide the outcome of a legal issue. But before you even get to the substance, you need to show the court has the power to hear your case. That's where jurisdiction comes into play. In moot court, jurisdiction is all about whether the simulated court has the authority to decide the case you're presenting. It might sound simple, but understanding how jurisdiction works is key to winning your argument. In moot court, students usually deal with two main types of jurisdiction. The first is subject matter jurisdiction. This means the court has the right to hear certain kinds of cases. For example, federal courts handle cases involving federal laws or constitutional issues. State courts, on the other hand, deal with matters related to state laws. Knowing which court has the authority over the legal question is essential because, if you argue that the court lacks subject matter jurisdiction, you could end up dismissing the case altogether. The second type is personal jurisdiction. This refers to whether the court has authority over the people or entities involved in the case. In real life, courts need to have a connection to the parties to hear their case. In moot court, you'll often be asked to identify whether the fictional court has jurisdiction over the parties based on the facts provided. When preparing for moot court, you'll include a jurisdictional statement in your appellate briefs. This statement explains why the court has the power to hear the case. It might cite specific statutes, constitutional provisions, or procedural rules. You will also analyze whether the lower court properly exercised jurisdiction or if there was a mistake. During oral arguments, you might be asked to defend or challenge the court's jurisdiction. For example, you could argue that the appellate court should dismiss the case because it lacks jurisdiction. Or you might argue that the court does have jurisdiction and should proceed to decide the legal issues. This requires a clear understanding of jurisdictional doctrines and how they apply to the facts of your case. Participating in moot court helps you develop skills in spotting jurisdictional issues from case records. You learn how to articulate these points clearly both in writing and when speaking. Mastering jurisdictional questions is a big part of real appellate advocacy, where courts often decide whether they can even hear a case before addressing the merits. So, understanding how jurisdiction applies in moot court is a fundamental step in building your legal skills and preparing for actual court proceedings.